It's been a while since y'all seen my face. What's going on, y'all? Let's talk about Deshaun. So, hey, if you don't know me, my name is Keith. I do Black Quarterback Series, and we finally get to talk about Deshaun in football, right? So, as I get comfortable, let's address the elephant in the room. The whole allegation thing, right? So I'm just covering football. As you can realize, most of the stuff time I talk about it's in a football mindset. Football. And I might get my soap's commentary sometimes in passing, but ultimately this is a football channel. We're gonna talk about ball. However you feel about the situation, however you feel about the situation. That's not mine to dictate you how you should feel. But we're going to talk about football. And if I see anything crazy, sexist, or anything in these comments, you will be blocked. Even though I only have like 157 subscribers, I don't play that. I want it to be a comfortable spot for everybody, regardless of how you feel. So if you're going to have discussions, be mature about it in my comment section, or you will be blocked. I don't care if I had 10 subscribers. I don't play that. I have sisters and cousins and sisters, cousins, and nieces. Like, I don't play that. So now that we got that out the way, let's talk about ball. So it's come down. Now this video might be a moot point if Roger Goodell adds more games onto this. But we're gonna talk about Deshaun Watson and his 6-game suspension. So he has 6 games, month and a half. I think I said earlier this summer I thought it was going to be 8, and then I thought it was going to be a season, depending on how they did it. But I didn't know they had an independent arbiter doing everything, and I really wasn't as up to it as I should have been on that. But it came down to he got 6 games. They're not going to appeal it. The NFLPA said that last week at some point, sometime middle of last week, they said regardless of what it was, they were not going to appeal it, which obviously meant that they knew what was about to happen, you know. So yeah, that's that. So he has 6 games, month and a half, and he wrote his contract up to the point to where he knew he was going to be suspended. That's why he's only missing less than $400,000 this year. He's making pennies this year compared to what he's going to make in his contract. So, and that's why the contract in the language is written the way it's written. So the first 6 games of the year are actually pretty cupcake if you look at the grand scheme of it. So you have Carolina, Jets, Steelers, Atlanta, Chargers, and New Orleans. And then he returns crazy enough against Lamar. Depending on where we at in the season, that's gonna be a whole video in itself. So be on the lookout for that. So Jacoby Brissett. If you don't know Jacoby Brissett, journeyman NFL player, another fellow black quarterback. So we're still gonna be covering Cleveland as we go down this road with each other on my journey to 100,000 subscribers. Well, I guess 100,000 subscribers, but let's focus on getting 1,000 subscribers first and getting monetized and all that. So Jacoby Brissett, 7,742 passing yards, 653 rushing yards, 49 total touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He was the backup in New England, or he's actually the third string guy in New England behind Jimmy G and Tom. Then he had a stint with the Dolphins, had a stint with the Cardinals. I think he had a stint in another team that I can't really remember right now, but I know he looked pretty good in all these games. He's a backup. You don't want him as a starter, but he's a great backup. And is he better than Baker Mayfield? Let's address that. Do I think he's better than Baker Mayfield? Because that's what we're looking at right now. Deshaun is a top 5 quarterback. We all know that. But is he better than Baker Mayfield at this point? I think he is. Now, I'm not as, Baker Mayfield, he's okay. I expect him to get the job in Carolina, and I expect for Carolina to be equally as terrible because no offensive line. Like, I don't even think Baker could lift that team because he's not really good, but he's not as bad as Carolina's finna make him out to look. So, but I do think that they should be able to win all these. I would not be surprised if they were 6-1, 4-2 at the time Deshaun decides to come, or the time that Deshaun comes back after being suspended. They play Carolina, They play Carolina in Carolina, Jets home, Steelers home against Atlanta, and then next 2 games at home, Chargers in New England. Carolina is gonna be terrible. New York probably terrible. The Steelers might get them there just because it's the Steelers and the rivalry, and they don't have their #1 guy, and I just believe in Mike Tomlin, so they might get them there. They're gonna destroy Atlanta. They probably lose to the Chargers, but we got to see how the Chargers come out, how the Chargers are playing at that point. Because if you didn't see my AFC Wild Wild West video, I'll leave that link up top or at the end of the video. But I go into my decision with the Chargers. I don't remember if I had them winning or losing. Cleveland. I think they beat Cleveland just based on the fact that I don't think Deshaun will be ready to play at that point. Either he's suspended or not ready to play. And Cleveland's gonna be Cleveland. So I think they lose that. I think they win that game. I think Justin Herbert puts on a performance. If I had to win or lose in that game, I'll probably put that video right here or something like that. And then New England comes to them, and I don't believe in Mac Jones at all, so I'll have Mac Jones losing. So with all that being said, you're looking at 5-1. I have them 5-1 by the time Deshaun decides to come back. Preferably because the team around Jacoby Brissett is going to make up for his lack of skill. It's going to make up for his lack. He can run it. He can do everything pretty good. Jacoby Brissett is a 75 overall. He can do everything decently, but he's not like overly great at anything. He can run a little bit, he can pass a little bit. He can make some big plays a little bit. You know, he's an NFL player. He's an NFL guy. Like if he went to some of these secondary leagues, Jacoby Brissett would look like a freaking Hall of Fame. That's how much I believe in him. So now we're gonna look at all the games from 7 to 17 and kind of go through what I think their record would be going forward after Deshaun comes back and all that. So now we get into the real meat of the season where all the fun begins, right? So I think after they lose to the Ravens, Deshaun's gonna want to get that back. So I think they're gonna beat the Bengals. They're gonna beat the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are gonna be good, but I think Deshaun will have a point to prove. That will also be his first home game. The Bengals will be his first home game in over a year, and his first with the Browns. So I think they'll get that game. Deshaun gonna have a point to prove. Then they'll play the Dolphins, who is gonna be much improved, but they'll still beat the Dolphins. Then they'll lose to Buffalo the next week. Then they'll beat Tom. And Tom's coming there. And then they go to Houston. You know, I doubt this game will be on regular TV. I hope it is. I hope the NFL flexes it. But I think Deshaun's going to have his coming out party that game. I'm talking 5-30, 4 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Like I don't think it's gonna be close. I think that game gonna be like 45 to maybe 15. Davis Mills is gonna look real small compared to Deshaun in that game. And I think Davis Mills will be the starter there. He played pretty decent down the stretch of last year, so I think he'll be the starter there. And I think they will never have another black quarterback ever in history in Houston, unless it's like a can't-miss prospect. And even then, they might talk themselves out of it. That's a video for a different day. So then they go to Cincinnati. I think they'll lose against Cincinnati. And then they get back at Baltimore. Then they beat the Saints, who I also think is going to have a good season and is a dark horse playoff team for me. And then I think they take Washington lightly and lose to Washington. And then they lose to Pittsburgh because it's Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh is just Pittsburgh. So you're either staring at 11-5 or 10-6. I have to go check what I had for the Chargers game. But either way, that might not get you the playoffs, depending on how good the AFC is. Like I said earlier, I think I said it in another video, or I said it in a podcast. The top 6 teams in the AFC might be from 2 divisions: the AFC West and the AFC North. So it's going 11-5 might not even get you the playoffs. It's going to be real interesting to see how this shakes out. This is going to be a really, really great season. We're going to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. Expect 2 to 3 videos this week. 2 to 3 videos when the season starts. And I can't wait. I can't wait. So that's all I got for the Deshaun news. Like I said, be respectful in the comments. We're here to talk ball. And that's it. I'm out. My quarterback series. Peace.